I have to. Sorry if you hear me moving. I have to keep my voice down. I'm sorry. I live with people and it's getting late, But I don't want to get into any drama. Because lately I've been getting into drama. Please don't hate me or anything. I have a low IQ. I have issues understanding people's viewpoints. I always seem to have the unpopular opinion, controversial opinion, and I'm not trying to rage bait anybody. I just really do have very odd beliefs and really controversial beliefs when it comes to stuff like this. So bear with me here. I'm not using my low IQ as a shield to protect me from getting criticized or hated on. I don't want to get hated on. Okay, let's get to the main point of the video. I've talked about this like 10 months ago about actually, I made two videos about this, and I kind of switched my opinion, kind of in a way, or not really, or I don't know. It's the whole like goth girl thing, right? I made a video about the attraction to goth girls, and then I made another video about a problem that goth girls have to a problem that goth girls deal with, or whatever. Those two videos, and I hate to, I don't know if I said everything I needed to say in the attracted to goth girls video. I don't know. That video was for 40 minutes. That video was what was it? 40 minutes long. So I don't know. I kind of have like a new point that I want to make, and I don't know if I said it in that video because it's too long for me to rewatch it. So even if I did say what I'm about to say in that video, I just want to say it again. And again, I get my voice down. I'm sorry. My voice sounds really deep, very whispery. Sorry if it sounds ASMR-ish. What I'm trying to get at is that, and I don't want to speak with emotion here, and I was a little bit pissed off about this topic, not for the reasons you would actually think, but I tend to misconstrue and misunderstand things a lot because I was thinking like this is purity culture, like this is just people trying to be pure, and I was making conspiracies up in my head because I do have schizoaffective. Again, not using that as an excuse. You can criticize me or correct me or whatever. I'm sorry if I'm wasting your time. I tend to jump to conclusions and I tend to get emotional and I tend to but I've been watching more than one video about this topic. Been watching more than one video about this topic about hold on. Because it started with like, and I'm aware of this topic just to let you know, obviously, because I made two videos about it and I hate to make another video about it. The whole like the whole like overly sexual, or like over representing your sexuality or something like that when it comes to people that dress like this, and you know I- this video this topic got into my recommendations once again out on YouTube, the algorithm, or what, I don't know, my homepage. um I watched a video from I don't even know if I should even say the people's names because I don't know if I want if I want to get involved in people's usernames and drama. I don't want them finding me, or you finding them, and then I don't want their people coming to my channel or my people coming on their I don't want any invasions or anything, but sorry if you hear me moving once again. I'm moving around because I'm stimming here. I'm a little bit anxious. I am a little bit autistic here. Um, a woman complaining about okay, a goth girl complaining about other goth girls that are promoting their OF. And if you don't know what OF means, OnlyFans, I think I can say that on here. Yeah, it's not a bad word. um, and I thought this was just kind of like purity culture rants. Like I thought this would like because I've seen because there were actually more videos actually from Ella YouTubers talking about this. They're complaining about this, that they think that this is a problem. And let me just say, I'm not justifying the problem. I do agree with them with this aspect that, the whole being overly lustful, like it is a problem. Like, I do agree with that. And this is coming from someone that does kind of identify as a gooner, kind of in a way. I actually came out about that like a couple of videos ago Well, I've always been open about that, but I recently made a video recently calling myself a gooner. But what I'm trying to get at is that, first of all, that word gets overused, and a lot that I honestly think that that word gets used by very purist type people, like as an insult. And I'm kind of sick of that word getting used as an insult. People should use that word as more of a reclaiming culture. That's another topic for another day. But that word gets used by purist, like pure kind of people, you know. And I thought, you know, these YouTubers that were ranting about the OF people, you know, I thought it was coming from a purist mindset. But you know, I watched. So yeah, let me look at my bookmarks for a second. I think what these YouTubers have a problem with is that it's probably not the sexual the sexuality part is what they have a problem with, and that's what I thought it was at first. I was thinking, oh, they just trying to purify the goth community, and that's what I thought it was at first. But you know, I've watched more of these videos, and I think that's not totally the problem. I think what they're really ranting about is that, oh, like the people that are being overly like kind of like spicy, you know, if you know what I mean by that, like being overly like lustful, they're just using it as like a costume, and they're just cosplaying, and they're not actually into the subculture. And I think that's what they're having the main issue of, and I get that, man. But you're kind of assuming that some of them are using this as a costume, because I at least one of these people that do these like silly erotic videos. At least one of them, I personally consider them a real goth. Okay, I'll say the Queen Neff. What's her name? Queen Neffy or whatever. Um, I think that she is really goth because she is one of these problematic content creators on YouTube and other various platforms, obviously, that I say obviously because I don't know if she does. Yeah, she's on other various platforms, TikTok, and it's not just YouTube. But anyways, I think she really is into the subculture because one of her YouTube shirts was her wearing a Fields of the Nephilim t-shirt, which is a goth band. So she's so for all these people that are saying on YouTube that a lot of these content creators are misrepresenting the community with this lust, and they don't even listen to the music. I'm sorry to break it to you, but at least one does actually. You know what I mean? At least one does. Yeah, you could say they're still misrepresenting the community by, you know, being lustful and whatever, but they were rocking a Fields of the Nephilim t-shirt, man. I mean, a lot of people that are young, like 18 or whatever, in their 20s or even older, would see that and be like, huh, I wonder what that logo is, you know, and then they would figure it out. And then, you know, like, so they're kind of doing that person, at least, is kind of doing it right in a way when it comes to rocking those t-shirts. Yeah, they're still misrepresenting when it comes to the lust stuff, but you know, I mean, and that's the point that I want to kind of get at is that hold on, I gotta pause for a second. I think we need, sorry, someone went in the bathroom for a second. um we need more authentic goth people, not just creating content, because there's obviously enough of that, but that also is pro sexuality. That's the problem, is that a lot of these videos say that sexuality has nothing to do with the goth community, and that is true. But I don't see what is wrong with connecting the two together, because people mix stuff up all the time. They combine shit together, like, you know, like I'm like this Christian pagans. There's people that are both Christian and a pagan, or Christian and a Wiccan. Like people mix stuff up all the time. So I don't, because that's the whole debate, is like the whole we should keep the two things separate. Like, what is my opinion on that? Actually, my opinion is kind of like mixed on that. A part of me says, yeah, keep them separate, like the whole kink and goth, keep them separate because they're two complete different things. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with being both. If you're an adult and you're doing these things in adult spaces and adult websites, and that's another thing too, is like, oh, the other danger this is causing is, this lust is being promoted in the goth community in open spaces of Instagram and YouTube. And I will agree that that is a huge problem. You know what I mean? I think the funny stuff should be like age restricted, like the erotic, funny, goofy, like suggestive stuff should be like age restricted on these platforms, or just not even on these platforms at all. And I don't think some of this stuff would qualify to be on explicit content sites because some of them are not overtly lustful, spicy, if you know what I mean. Like they're not in their birthday suits or anything, like the birthday party. That's one goth band that I actually never really got into, for some reason. Maybe I give them another chance or something. But it's not like they're in the birthday suits making jokes. I mean, that could technically fall under like OnlyFans or the hub, maybe. But like, I don't know. Like maybe they may need to figure out. They need to like age restrict those mildly suggestive videos on YouTube or something, or like that are like mildly suggestive. Like like they may say something a little bit inappropriate or something. Like they may need to like age restrict those videos, or you know what I mean, on YouTube, or not have them on YouTube at all, and find some kind of like other website where it's not overly explicit, but it's not, I don't know, just, you know what I mean. So I get the problem, like I totally agree, but like the issue that I have is that there are a lot of people in the comments of like these real goth reactors reacting to the quote unquote fake goths that are looting everything and goonifying everything. The issue that I have with these real goth YouTubers is that when I go in their comment sections, okay, I gotta be very careful with what I say here. It's basically people shoving their beliefs and saying, you can't do this, you can't look, like, you know what I mean. And that's, you can believe whatever you want, right? So if you don't want to be lustful, if you want to just, I gotta be very careful with what I say here because I don't want to like discriminate against anyone what they believe in. Like, you believe what you believe with what anything, right? The issue that I have, right, let me make sure that my mic is on. Okay, Jesus, okay. um I checked in like 13 minutes later. The issue that I went over the 10-minute mark. Fuck it. The issue that I have is that when you're telling people what to believe and how to dress and how to act, and when you're putting your beliefs in the science books, that's the problem that I have. If you want to restrict yourself and cover up your ankles and cover up yourself and stuff like that, and and you know what I mean, and you have to whatever, and dress proper and whatever, dress in a nice little dress and whatever, and be proper, and button up your tie and button up your shirt or whatever, or wear a tie. Like, that's you, right? But you shouldn't be telling other people how to dress, how to act, and what kind of content they make on the internet. That's the fucking problem that I have. Is, I feel like a lot of these videos are giving off that vibe of this content shouldn't exist at all. I mean, another thing, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate for saying this. Fuck it, I'll say it. I think a lot of people are taking this way too fucking seriously. I mean, this is like tagged as a joke, right? It's satire, right? This like goth, like dommy mommy stuff. And I understand it's rubbing people the wrong way and it's giving people the wrong impression, but it's like it's self-deprecation, and that's basically what I'm trying to get at. Now, yes, I do agree that they might need to tone those stereotypes down. I totally get that. But at the end of the day, and the whole like, oh, it's sexualizing goths, like, I'm sorry, but like everything and any, hold on. Sorry, I had to pause the video, got interrupted. Okay, another point that people like to, that people make is that it's sexualizing the goth community, and I'm not trying to be rude here, but like that complaint that people are making could be applied to literally like anything else. And this has nothing to do with gooning or anything, because has been going on actually since Deviant, or like even before that. Anything nowadays is sexualized. You can apply this to anything. Oh, the femboys. That's a new one that I've heard on YouTube. Is the femboys are not, and that one actually kind of, like, I came up with that. That one actually kind of blows my mind, because back in the day, being attracted to femboys was a preference. Now it's labeled as it's a fetish. You're fetishizing femboys. I mean, I've made a couple of videos actually. I made at least one. I mentioned them in my omnisexual video actually. I don't know how many other videos I've mentioned the femboys, but I straight up said, hey, I find them attractive. And I did not see that as a fetish. So, because back in my day, at least 10 years ago in the early 2010s, it was considered a preference or an interest. Now in the 2020s, it seems as though preferences don't even exist in people's fucking minds anymore. People are getting so social justice with this shit, and now preferences are just automatically fetishes. Oh, you're attracted to femboys? That's fetishization. That's a fetish. You're attracted to geeky girls? That's a fetish. Nerdy girls? That's a fetish. And I disagree, man. Not everything is a chaser. Not everyone is a chaser. Not everything is a fetish. And what, are they gonna say that with twinks now? Are they gonna pull that shit with twinks? Oh, you're, because I did make a video about saying how like I have like twinks are very attractive. I said that in my omnisexual video. Is people gonna pull it on that now? Oh, you're fetishizing them. You're no 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 no. I mean, I don't deny that exists, and there are people that do that, but I think people jump on the chaser thing way too quickly. The fetish accusation way too quickly. When you talk about your preferences, you're like short hair girl, oh tomboys, oh that's a fetish. You gotta fucking listen to people's stories before you jump to that conclusion, man. You really do. You know what I mean? And I just think I'm kind of pushing this envelope here with this video. People just need to stop with assuming. Like, and then I'm watching these videos and I'm thinking, so what? Like the goth girls, like what are they? What? Like, because like I don't know what one guy said, but one guy was like, because this is so weird to me, because like 10 years ago or 20 years ago it was actually pretty normal to be attracted to goth girls, and now like that was like in the early 20s or 2010s. Now in the 2020s it's seen as like uncool and problematic, and in some ways it is, but it's not automatically uncool or problematic is what I'm trying to get at, because I'm sitting here, I actually questioned myself at one point, because one guy, I'm not gonna name names here, but like one guy was like mocking people that wanted a goth GF, and he was like mocking some guy by quoting that by saying, "Oh, you like, oh, I want a goth GF," and then the guy was just like, "You will be," and I don't know what he said in the video, but he said something like very dramatic, like, "I now send you into the ring of punishment," or something stupid like that, and I'm just sitting here like, I get it. I get that, like, some of the guys that chase after these women are kind of cringy, but wanting a girl like this in itself shouldn't be shamed or seen as cringy, or seen as like some punishment thing. And I literally said to myself, staring at my screen, do these women want to be celibate? Like, you can't like obtain them. Like, a lot of people are like acting like they have to come to you. You can't come to them. And I disagree with them, man. Because they're not off limits. They are people too, and they need love. Anybody needs love. And I'm not saying like I have the right to have them or anything. I'm not fucking saying that. What I'm saying, so don't twist my fucking words here. What I'm saying is that people are like treating these like women as if it's like leave them alone, they never want love, and if you want them, then you're cringy and you must be punished. And I'm sorry, that in itself is cringy. I don't know. Maybe I will list YouTubers or something. I don't know. There was just guy. There was just this guy that was just saying ridiculous stuff about it. And it's like, no, man. I mean, that they're not special. Like, they don't need to be protected. These people kind of like white knighting goth girls by saying, you shouldn't go after them and you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do. I think everyone has the right to chase after. I'm not. Well, I shouldn't say chasing. People have the right to go seek the partner that they want, as long as they respect that person and get to know them and actually give a shit about them. You know what I mean? And I know someone's gonna twist my words here and stuff. I was actually supposed to do a response video to some of this stupid shit. Maybe I will. I don't know. I kind of pushed the envelope here. I said it was going to be 10 minutes. I wanted to keep it short and sweet, and now it's 20 minutes. Fuck it. Maybe I could react to some of these videos, actually, but you won't hear the audio because I don't want you guys to know who these people are. But what I'm trying to get at is that people have the right to make this type of content on OF, whether it's the funny stuff, whether it's the serious gooner bait stuff. Like, they have the fucking right. And like I said, everything, like, and people say, oh, society is so over sexualized these days, and I'm so fucking sick of hearing that, because even though I do agree and it is a problem, do you even know why society is over sexualized? This is just my conspiracy. Because of the fucking medieval ages. Because the reason why sexuality is so in your face nowadays is because we are, over the years and years, and I'm not trying to name any names here of any various groups here because I'm trying not to get in trouble. I'm trying not to get canceled. We have been shamed as humans for years to cover up and to not say this and not to do that, and you shall not do this. And we got so fucking sick and tired of it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think another reason actually is because of addiction. I do think addiction could be another reason, but it could be also be this reason that I'm talking about, or maybe it's both. I don't know. Maybe it's high testosterone. Maybe it's high testosterone is the reason, and the internet usage. You can upload anything on the internet. My conspiracy theory is this shame shit. We have been ingrained in our brains that we are shameful from birth, and we are wrong. Like, we are like broken inside, and we need some kind of like person to save us. We need some kind of like saving thing. And we just got so sick and tired of hearing that. This is why some men have post-nut regret or post-nut clarity. I'm not going to get into that, but, after they, do the deed, whatever, they feel bad. Why is that? It's a culture thing. And even if they didn't grow up with that culture, it's still ingrained in their brain from someone else's culture, basically. And we're just, and if you want to live that life of restriction, because people do live that life. I mean, a good example is the vegans, I mean, I'm not referring to the vegans here, but that's a good example. If you want to live a restricted life, no video games, no FAP, no nut, no whatever, that's you. But when you force it on other people is when I have a fucking problem. And we are just so that's my conspiracy theory as to why society is so lustful. Again, it could just be because of high testosterone levels nowadays, or just the stuff on the internet that's making us go completely insane, and addiction and stuff like that. That could be also other reasons. But my conspiracy is we're just so sick of the old ways of, it has to be, there's a man and a woman, and it's only for procreation, and that's it. That's only what I can't get my voice down. That's only what doing doing the hanky panky. That's only what it's for. It's for making offspring, and we're just so fucking sick of that, because no, some of us want to have fun. What I'm trying to get at is I wish there were more authentic goth girl creators that would express their sexuality, obviously on those adult sites, but be educated. Like yeah, yeah, well, yeah, yeah. Be educated about it, and to educate other people about it. Like you gotta be careful with copyright, like playing like other bands' music in your videos and stuff like that. I understand copyright issues, but if you can't play other bands' music in your if you can't play other bands' music in your videos and stuff or whatever, like have a poster in the background or something of a band or that's goth or whatever in your adult videos or even in the goofy video. Like I think we need like more authentic goths to express their sexuality on the adult websites, and then for the goofy stuff, same thing. More authentic. But when it comes to the goofy stuff, I'm also talking about sexy goofy specifically. The sexy goofy stuff. Like there's a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it. And I do agree with a lot of the people that are complaining on YouTube that 90% of these like goofy videos are doing it the wrong way. But I'm pretty sure there's got to be somebody out there that can do it right, man. That can represent the community right, but still be funny and or sexy at the same time, like on these websites or something. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Like, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but this fucking applies to anything, man. I mean, you could fucking say this. I'm trying to plug in my fucking microphone. Not my microphone, my headphones. Okay. You could say this about fucking anything, man. Like, the adult diaper community is, um, like, lusty, like they're turning incontinent issues into some kind of like goon fest or something, or the whatever community, people have been doing this for years, even on Deviant or even on like fandoms, by the way, which that's also a problem too. Imagine looking up a fan base, a video game character, and then you see weird drawn stuff about it. Like I do agree that's a problem. Like other this goes beyond the goth thing. Imagine liking Undertale or something, or whatever video game, or a Danganronpa, for example, and then you Google that, and then you get weird fan art. Like you Google the images of those characters, and then you see weird fan art on Google or DeviantArt. Like I get that it's an internet problem, is what it is. The issue is the internet. That social media is unregulated. Well, it's kind of regulated in a way with these websites, but it's even with these websites, it's kind of unregulated and kind of in a way, or you know what I mean? You could type in anything, and then like Google, and then it will pop up, right? Like anything that's erotic, it's in your fingertips, man. With Google, type in whatever, like anyone could type in whatever and then add the P word at the end, PORN, and like you could type in anything, right? Goth PORN, femboy PORN, whatever the fuck PORN, or Rule 34, and then you will have that content within like 3 seconds. So while websites and stuff, while it is moderated and like, you know what I mean, while it is like kind of controlled, at the same time kind of not. So it's kind of like an internet problem too. You know what I mean? So, and it goes beyond this topic, you know what I mean? And there's nothing that you could do about it. Like I said, I don't disagree with what some of these people are saying, but at the same time, and I'm gonna be kind of a hypocritical here. People are gonna try to flip this on me with what I'm about to say. What are you even trying to accomplish with making these videos? Like, raising awareness, number one, that it's a problem, and educating the ignorant people about what goth is, but other than that, Other than that, what are these videos really accomplishing to stop the problem? The answer is nothing. I know people are gonna say, flipping on me, and be like, well, what's the point of you making this video? What are you accomplishing? Nothing. Probably actually destroying my reputation more than I am trying to save it. Because I'm not trying to come off, and people are gonna flip this video and say that I'm advocating for this type of content. Let me just say that my opinion on this topic, it's not completely supporting it like full on. I'm not like the opposite of these people that are against it. And I'm obviously not totally these people that are against. I'm kind of, if you had to label me, it would be like kind of like center left or center right. I don't, center something, because I'm leaning towards kind of the bad. I'm sorry, I'm kind of leaning towards the bad goon side. These people were like totally like anti-goon or center leaning anti-goon. This is where these people, like these people that are complaining about this topic, that's where they lean to the center leaning anti-goon, or they're completely anti-goon, and they're like completely like they're like a Puritan or whatever. I'm leaning on the center pro goon, because, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that, but the thing is that people can't help what they're attracted to. You know what I mean? Ah, can I even find this woman on YouTube? Oh, thank God I can. Um, okay. Let's see here if I can find it. I don't know if I can find it. I'm trying to find it here in real time here. This person specifically has made so many videos on this topic, actually. Again, I don't want to name any names here or anything. I don't want, because I don't want to name names, because I don't want somebody to see this video, go on their channel, alert them that I'm being this weirdo, and I don't want her to see my video and then react to it, or alert other people that I'm being weird. So I'm not trying to name names or anything, but this woman has made actually a lot of videos about this topic and stuff, and she's totally anti-goon, and that's totally whatever. But what I'm trying to get at is that, and one of her videos, you know, about you gotta stop treating this like a fetish and stuff like that. Like, and I agree to an extent, but okay. So, but the issue that I have though is she made a comment saying, "I want to clarify one important thing. Just loving goths slash the goth look is it's different from loving them because it arouses you, or because you expect goths to always dress that way or act sexy." She's like, the first one is good. You know, you love goths because you know, it looks different. You just think it's cool. But as far as it it arouses you, or you know, whatever. Like she says, the latter is it's a fetish. Like that's just a fetish. Uh I'm gonna get a lot of hate here for saying this, but I'm sorry, but people can't help what the fuck they're attracted to. And in this instance, I like to do the is it good, is it legal, and is it safe method. Um, in this instance, it's good and it's legal and it's safe, and I see no fucking problem here. Like, you know, I could give examples of things that could be problems to be attracted to, but I don't want to get I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. But there's a lot of worse things and worse types of people that you could be attracted to compared to this. Like, I'm sorry, but us men, or just humans in general, we can't help if a piece of clothing turns us on. This is repression. This is purity culture, and I'm getting really fucking sick of it. I understand you want to say that a fashion shouldn't be sexualized, but someone needs to put their big girl pants on or big boy pants on and say, hey, um, it's not totally, it shouldn't be totally a problematic thing. And someone should come out of the woodwork and say, I don't mind if someone does that to me. I don't, because I swear to God, if I was a woman, I was actually thinking, I've thought about transitioning before actually, and I never did it. I should have. I fucking should have, man. Because if I transitioned, if I was an actual woman, I would put on my big girl pants on and I would say, as long as the guy is attractive and he's a consenting adult and whatever however he wants to treat me is what whatever he wants to ludify me, and if I'm cool with it, then I'm cool with it. That's the thing that people are not trying to hit home here, is that um sexifying, if that's even a word, sexifying, like goonify, whatever you want to put it, lustifying, if that's even a word, like that's not in itself a problem. I don't fucking understand. Am I just stupid, or am I stupid? I don't get what they're treating it like you should never sexualize the outfits, and it's always off limits, and you should just love the person for being the person. Why can't you do both? I understand, like, if you only love the outfits and you're disregarding the person, that's obviously a problem because you just love the outfits, you're disregarding the person. And if you just love the person, that is fine. But why can't you just love both? I don't. This is something that I've talked about in my Attracted to Goth Girls video that I did like 10 months ago. That was like 40 minutes long. Why do these people act like it's wrong? And I saw someone in a comment section, I don't know if this was the same comment section, saying, I'm sick of fashion being sexualized. Like, I'm sorry, but again, people can't help what the fuck they're attracted to. Some people like boots, some people like socks. You're not seeing people going against these people. You're not seeing people saying, I don't see that many videos of people saying you need to stop sexualizing black boots or boots in general, or shoes or socks. So why are we saying that you shouldn't find black dresses and fishnets attractive? Like people are saying you shouldn't find black dresses and fishnets attractive, but there's no one advocating that, hey, that diaper thing that I said earlier, yeah, you gotta, that's off limits, man. I'm sorry. Like the adult diaper, like, I'm sorry. Like, what do you, like, I don't get it, man. Again, I have a 74 IQ. I'm literally like really dumb here. I don't fucking get what the problem is, man. If you treat the person with respect and you just so happen to be attracted to the clothing and you're interested in them beyond the clothing, am I just stupid, or am I just stupid? Like, what is the fucking problem here? I don't fucking get it, man. It's a fucking mystery, and I'll never fucking get it, man, because I don't know. I mean, I could rant about this whole fucking thing all day, man. I just don't fucking get it. I don't know. Okay, about the e-girl thing, yeah, a lot of people say that these are actually e-girls. There's nothing wrong with being attracted to e-girls either. That's another thing. And how much you want to bet in the next 10 years? You need to stop being attracted to e-girls. This is what's going to happen in the next 10 years, I swear to God. They're going to, because right now, e-girls are in right now, and there's nothing wrong with being attracted to them, but how much you want to bet people are going to move on to that and be like, you're an e-girl chaser? People use the word chaser very loosely, and I could give some examples, but I don't want YouTube to censor me, but I've heard this chaser label get used. I'm not saying they don't exist. They fucking do, man. But even people with just the slightest interest in tall girls, short girls, whatever girls, you automatically get labeled whatever the fuck. And it's really getting annoying, that label. I know this is kind of like stupid that I'm recording myself now, because the rest of the whole video was just like images of like cartoons and shit. But I think a lot of these people on YouTube that say I get unwanted messages like from these guys, like these women say they get these unwanted messages from these guys. My reply to them is, and I'm not trying to be like a d head when I say this. I'm not trying to be like a smart ass or anything, but literally, and this is coming from somebody that took like 10 years to finally like get this through. Like remove the fucking comments, delete them, block them, put them in spam, report them, get rid of these messages. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be like a smartass and be like, just delete the hate, bro. Just touch grass. But at the same time, I'm sorry, but this is the internet, man. I mean, I can understand like getting dealing with shit in real life from men. Like, that's a completely different story. But there's some woman on YouTube like, I get these weird messages from men on the internet and the emails, then fucking delete it, man. This is coming from somebody that's been using YouTube since the early 2010s, and I claim to be cyberbullied, and I took it to heart so much, and it's a real thing, and but now that it's now that it's 2026, unless I'm getting really dogpiled and really hated on by a group, the various different communities on Reddit, and unless I'm getting like 1,000 million video replies and people are trying to cancel me, unless that happens, like if that's not happening, I don't really give a shit. I don't really give a shit if like someone calls me as whatever in the comment section or people are sending me weird messages. You just gotta delete it and move on. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to sound like a tough skinned dude or anything like that. I'm sorry, but you just really gotta. You just really gotta, and you just really have to just ignore it, man. I'm sorry. I know you're not a man. Like whoever, like man, woman, whoever's listening to this, you really got it, because there's nothing they can really do beyond that unless you want to like take it into real life and like report it to the police or something. But other than that, if it's just like stupid obnoxious shit of, hey, show whatever, show me your what, then just fucking delete it, man. Delete it, woman. Like delete it, girl. You know what I mean? I know I say man, but when I say man, I say that like metaphorically. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's just I don't kind of get it. I don't know. And I feel like this kind of like goes beyond goth. I mean, this isn't really well talked about, but it's also kind of like with emos and punks and alternatives. Um, I think that they kind of have this problem too. It's just not really talked about that much, I guess. And my opinion on that is the same thing as the goth girl thing. Is that there's nothing really inherently like wrong with being attracted to like an emo girl or a punk girl or an alternative girl, like as long as you respect them, and you're interested in them beyond the clothing, I don't see a fucking problem with it. And another thing that I want to add is that like someone pointed out that like they don't dress like this all the time, and the thing is that if you're attracted to this stuff, like the outfits and stuff that these women wear, you have to be okay with the fact that they won't always wear it. I mean, if you're gonna cause a pity party that they're not always wearing it, then yeah, I guess you weren't really into them to begin with. But I think I really am, because you don't always have to dress like this as long as they want to talk about the cool music or the literature or any weird um or I shouldn't say weird, any of the dark um stuff that they're into. Well, I have weird interests, but it's not all dark. Um, I don't know, like like for me, it's just beyond the clothing, but the clothing is a factor, and I think it kind of like, and no issues with pansexual people at all, but it's kind of reminding me of the whole pansexual thing of like I am attracted to people beyond the looks, and I'm only attracted to the personality, and there is people out there like that. And there is asexual goths that are not interested in this sexual stuff at all. And I'm not complaining about like I'm not saying that they're asexualifying the goth community. It's actually they're anti-sexualizing the community, which is a complete difference because asexual is lack of attraction to people sexually, and anti-sexual means you're against sexuality. It's anti-sexual. That's the problem with what I'm trying to get at here. But and you could be pansexual, asexual, that's fine, but and if you're only attracted to the personality, that's fine, but not everyone's like that. Kind of like the whole demisexual thing. Not everyone is demisexual. Not everyone is attracted to only the personality, and a lot of people need to get that through your heads that people do, they are attracted to the aesthetic, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as it goes beyond that and it connects to the personality. And there's nothing fucking wrong with that. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with having an OF account or any kind of whatever the fuck. And one woman was like, yeah, you can be a goth and have an OF, but what are you gonna tag goth to it? Because they're goth. I mean, it's the same thing with a femboy. Sure, there's probably femboys that make content that don't do the hashtag femboy, but if they're a femboy, they're gonna do femboy. If they're a trans, they're gonna do trans. If there's people that fucking add labels to themselves that are not even really fucking necessary and stuff like that. Like, I'm an INTJ and I'm a I'm a Aries, and they tag all this like we don't need to know all that, but people do it anyways. That's why they tag goth in their OF, because that's what they are. And yes, it is because of the clicks, and it's just, yeah, some of them are fake and they're using it and it's a cosplay, and that is a problem. I do agree. So I just want people to let people know that this is not like a total disagreement with these people that are ranting about this problem. I'm not totally disagreeing with you guys. You guys are on point, but the way you're speaking is kind of sounding like Puritan, like very pure. Like even in the comment section, I was reading shit about like church and Jesus, which that's totally fine. You can believe in that, man. But a lot of these people complaining about this topic are not coming from that perspective. But you can believe whatever you want, believe in unicorns and shit like that. The problem is that when you force your beliefs down people's throats, like the unicorns, and you gotta tell me that I must believe in a unicorn, metaphorically speak, oh, literally, and I must ride one, I must own one, and I gotta put it in the science books. That's when I have a problem. That's when I have a fucking problem. You know what I mean? Is when you do shit like that. Again, you can believe in whatever you want, but don't force other people to believe in it and participate in it. And I just think people just, I understand lust is a problem and sexuality can be a problem at times, but you gotta understand why this is the way that it is. I think the whole gooning thing is reaction to the whole shame that we had for forever, basically from the beginning of time. And it's a reacting culture against the no fap and against, like, it's a very liberal, left-leaning like community, the gooning community. I know a lot of people use the word gooner like incorrectly. They're using it like a derogatory, but there's a positive word, there's a positive definition for it. It's the actual like community of people. And I understand, like, and a lot of these people in the comment sections are anti-PO or N, and it doesn't really make any sense because you claim to be goth and you claim to be like pro-sexual. I don't dress goth. Obviously, I'm not dressing goth. You know what I mean? But like they claim to be like pro-liberal or a leftist or whatever the fuck, and pro-sexuality, but they're speaking as if they are a right-winger. I mean, the only people that complain about this shit is always right-wingers, and it's kind of odd. You know what I mean? Like the only time I hear about these like purist like arguments, they're always coming from right wingers, except for this topic, complaining about, oh, the video game character showed the butt and I don't want to play the game. It's always a right winger, right? We should cancel the video game and get it banned off of shelves or prevent it from being fully developed or something. How about you just don't play the game? That, like, this whole Gooner Gate, like there was a whole like Gooner Gate thing about like video games, about how like video games are problematic because they're getting too lustful and shit like that. I mean, and a lot of these people that complaining about this stuff are right wingers. And there's so many other topics you could add it to, and it's always right wingers except for this. I mean, except for this topic, because these people that are complaining about this shit are not right wingers. They're alternative goth leftists that are anti-capitalist and anti-corporation and anti-consumerism, which I find that kind of ironic, because you own like a bunch of crosses and stuff and all these outfits. But okay, um, but I just have to end this video, and I don't care if this gets dislikes, because I'm not totally disagreeing with you girls or guys that make these videos. I'm not totally disagreeing with you. I agree that this is a problem, but at the same time, people have the right to make the content. You can't stop it. I mean, you know what you're gonna do? Pass a bill, pass the goth bill to stop this content from being produced. And another issue, I don't know I'm repeating myself, but this applies to other communities too and other topics, femboys and video games. It's kind of getting ridiculous. So I agree, but at the same time, you're not really getting anywhere with these videos. I'm not either. So I guess we're in the same boat. I guess I don't know. Let me just add that they're also like the whole point of being like punk and goth is like to be like anti capitalism and corporations and all. And I have a low IQ, so I don't really like understand all of that stuff. But like, oh, we're against OF because they make money. You could make this content for free. It's not really common nowadays, but you could. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be too detailed here, but I've done similar things, that kind of content for free for fucking free, man. And I know it's not really common nowadays, but it's a thing. And as far as making money, I don't get why people hate corporations, man. And this is why I don't identify as a punk or anything. This is kind of like one of the reasons why I do have an issue with the left is the whole I hate capitalism and corporations, yet I own a Gucci handbag that I bought at a store and sunglasses that I bought at a store. I kind of agree with Ben Shapiro. I don't agree with Ben Shapiro, but that's one thing that I agree with him is, I agree with him with that, I don't usually agree with him with a lot of stuff, but he made a video about like these like anti-capitalists, and it's kind of hypocritical because it's like I got a Gucci handbag and these crucifixes and crosses and these sunglasses, and I'm anti-consumerism even though I consume the music and the CDs and like what it's so wrong with owning like the Funko Pops and it's consuming stuff. I don't get what this whole anti-consuming culture is nowadays. I don't fucking get it. It's very weird. It goes back to the whole right leaning. You must abstain to reach nirvana shit. Like not the band. It's just what are you guys talking about? I have a crazy conspiracy again, and I'm fucking I'm schizotypal. I mean, I'm schizoaffective. Hopefully, he didn't say in my videos I was schizotypal. Hopefully, he didn't say that. I'm actually schizoaffective. My conspiracy is actually because everything's becoming a P category nowadays. I'm willing to bet that people are kind of blowing this out of proportion, and it's not a goth problem at all. It's just a P problem. Not going P, but it's just because like anything can become a P category, even the gooning stuff. That didn't really like, and a lot of people think that that's a meme when really like it's not. It was actually a subculture like many years ago. I don't know when this began, like many years ago, and then it became a meme. Because I discovered gooning like in 2018 or something really like I didn't really like before it was even starting to pick up and stuff like that, and then it became like a meme. What I'm trying to get at is that I wonder like I don't think this sounds crazy. This might not be like a goth problem, as crazy as this seems. This might just be in a general sense a sexuality problem in general society, because there's new categories coming out like every couple of years of different various things. So like I don't know, that's just my theory. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with that and say no, it is a goth thing. I don't know, man. I mean to go. I want to talk about like you don't hear this shit with punks and emos. Like we don't. There's no like epidemic or you know what I mean. There's like barely, if any, if I've ever heard of people saying, "Oh, you need to stop doing this to the emo girl." Like, where's the emo chicks? Like, where's the emo chicks and the punk chicks? Like, where do they fit into all this? Because some of them could be seen as like being a little bit um suggestive. Like I've seen some that have been suggested over the years. What is this shit? Something popped up on my computer. Oh, it's the stupid whatever. Um, like where I find it weird that this is a goth problem when like emo. In my honest opinion, emo is more popular than goth. I am kind of a lot of people. There's a whole debate on whether or not goth is dead or not. A lot of people say it's not. A lot of people that's in goth say it's not dead. As someone that is, like, I guess you could call me goth, I think it is kind of dead. From a mainstream, like, because someone's like, no, it's not dead because the clubs are still around and then there's still new music. Yeah, okay, she passed away. Okay, that's a band. Okay, whatever. Cool. But what I'm trying to get at is that they're making me whatever. Like how like what did it like she passed away? Um, that band. What like do they do music? They formed in 2006 or whatever, and they make music or something like like they still make okay. They formed in 2006. Okay, okay. They had an album in this year 2026. Okay, so they're okay, cool. But from a mainstream standpoint, it's dead. Like I'm sorry, like from like a radio standpoint, like a aesthetically it's not dead, but like on a mainstream like standpoint it kind of is. Like I'm sorry, and I can't say this word because YouTube would fucking crucify me if I said this, but there is this online community website that revolves around pinup photography models. I can't say the word, but it's blank girls. It's S girls. I can't say the S word. YouTube would not allow me to say it. But it's, yeah, it has controversies though, but I'm just speaking about them just to say that, like, there's obviously, like, like this has been going on for a while. Like community, like organizations or biz or whatever you want to call it. Like they've been pumping out content like this for Gooners for years, man. I mean, hold on, I gotta fucking hold on. Yeah, this one says in 2005 a number of paid models were reported to have resigned from this website or had memberships. The memberships were revoked. Allegations of censorship and mistreatment. Hmm. Kin, Finn McKenty talked about this website. Obviously, I think you know what I'm referring to here. Um, yeah, this is a bad example, I guess, because they do have controversy. Yeah, I'm just saying, like like this type of shit has been going on for a while. It's not a new concept, basically, is what I'm trying to get at. And I think maybe this content back in the day when it first started, because I know a lot of people are gonna say like, oh, like they're cosplaying as alternative just to be suggestive. I'm pretty sure about like 10 or 20 years ago, the content on the internet of this stuff was not cosplay. I don't know these models and I don't know them, so I don't know if I'm talking out of my butt here. But I'm pretty sure some of these models like that did this content way back in the day were literally from the alternative scene. Now, again, maybe they weren't. Maybe it was all just a cosplay. Maybe it always was. But I'm pretty sure at least like a couple of these women that have done these videos for years were like, at least back then, were like the real deal. I would assume. I don't know. Maybe it was always again a cosplay and they were just normal women that's just doing it for the male gaze and the money or something, but I don't know, man. And it's just, and it is what it is. It's a business, man. It's a thing. They say like sex sells, and and that's just the reality, man. I mean, it's the same thing with was there was a video about NSFW artwork, like why do people go to Rule 34 artwork? The big misconception is that the person is a big gooner, and maybe some of them are, but the real reason is because sex sells. So like a lot of stuff that the people are drawing, and they might not even be into it. They're just drawing it because other people want it. I mean, they could be into it, but that's the same thing with that. It's just it is what it is, man. I mean, you can't really like stop it. It does suck in a way, but and I don't know. But yeah, this goes beyond the whole like goth thing, man. I mean, I don't really hear people saying this to punks and emos and stuff, which I find weird because there is tons of content of those types of people doing this stuff, or whatever. And I don't know, man. But what I'm trying to get at is that, to wrap this up, I don't know if anyone's going to watch this whole thing here, is that, like, I'm not pro it, but I'm not against it either. I'm just here to say that, like, we shouldn't be shaming men for being into it, and we shouldn't be shaming these creators for creating it, but at this, with it in itself, but at the same time, like, it's okay to criticize the people that are like attracted to these women, and that the women that make this content, because the men are creepy, and you should call them out when they are creepy. And for the women that are misrepresenting it, that probably are not into it anyways, and they're cosplaying it just to make some quick buck, they don't even listen to the music anyways. Yeah, that is a problem, but not in the sense of what you guys are doing, where it's like, okay, sexuality should never be allowed in the goth community, or it has to be off camera. Like, this is what people are like, oh no, it is, sexuality is welcome, just you gotta do it off camera. You can't be posting your stuff on the internet. Why? People have the freedom to. It's the goal, goes back to the whole, if you don't want to be made fun of, don't put it on the internet. Or if you're getting made fun of, don't go on the internet. That people have the right to post whatever they want on the internet. People have the right to use the internet. It's not fair. Like people, like I get bullied off the internet. People tell me to get off the internet. Now, why should I get off the internet? Like, I don't never got that, man. And another thing that I want to say is that what was I going to just say? Oh man, it's such a brain poop here. I'm trying to think here. Um, we should. I don't even know. I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know what I was getting at with that. I lost my train of thought. But basically, in a nutshell, it's like sexuality is beautiful if it's put on the internet. Like, if you're an adult, man, it's like, I just, I don't know, man. And another thing that a lot of these people, sorry, I got the hiccups. Yeah, a lot of things these fucking people talk about in these videos is like the whole confusion between kink and goth, and I understand that. I do think that needs to be toned down a little bit, because there is no connection really, and it makes me kind of a little bit more problematic too. It makes me a little bit problematic too, because I do identify as alternative or goth, or actually nowadays I identify as avant-garde, which I don't know if that would fall under alternative. That's a very being avant-garde is actually kind of like not really common. When you look up alternative subcultures, avant-garde doesn't really pop up. Now, I don't really dress avant-garde, schizotypal, personality disorder, eccentric. I should, because I am avant-garde. I make that kind of music. Nowadays, my music that I make and listen to is more avant-garde than it is truly alternative, Chevelle, Tool. A lot of the, I still like those bands, the alternative, what, Seether or whatever, but like nowadays I listen to shit like Mr. Bungle, like their early stuff, and Swans, those bands, and what else? Kim Dracula, and like very avant-garde, like experimental music that I listen to, and I make that. I make other types of music too, but I still am alternative and all. What I'm trying to get at is that what am I trying to get at? Oh yeah, is that like, but despite those alternative labels that I have, I am coincidentally into some kinks and fetishes, but they're not connected at all, actually. And in fact, when I indulge in them, I dress, a lot of the times I dress pretty normally. In fact, there is no dress, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? So I'm in my birthday suit, you know, I mean, it's a birthday party, like the band. So yeah, and then for the person that I seek, that like the femdom stuff, like she doesn't need to be goth. Like if she's wearing a pink, whatever the fuck, pink dress or what, that doesn't matter. That the whole goth thing is not really in the equation when I enter into the kink space, fetish space. Not really. I mean, if it is, I guess it's a bonus, but that's not really. I'm more focused on the kink and the fetish, or the fetishes, or the whatever. I'm focused on that, the thing that's going on. You know, not really how the person is dressed, and when they are, it's just it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be in all black and the leather. It doesn't. It just could be whatever. It could be they're in a tomboy outfit, like a baggy jeans and a hat sideways, and like a sweater or a sweatshirt or something. And she's like a femdom or something. Like it'd be something simple as that. You know, I don't know, like brown jeans or something. She looks like Vivian James, basically. Look up Vivian James, that cartoon character. She basically looks like, she could look like that. And it's like whatever, or she could look feminine. Like that. That's what I'm trying to get at. But yeah, my attractions are not connected to my lifestyle. Like, there's a parallel universe where I have this lifestyle and I don't have these attractions at all, and vice versa. You know, they're not connected. They're just unfortunate stereotype that I fall under. And then you gotta take into the thing that I used to fall under, the satanic stereotype as well. I used to be like not even LaVey, not even atheist. I was like an actual devil worshiper at one point. So I kind of fallen for stereotypes, but what I'm trying to get at is that like what I'm into, my attractions really don't really have anything to do with goth. I kind of separate them, and even when they do somehow cross over, it's really rare. Um, but I am attracted to these women, the goth women, the goth girls, the emo girls, the punk girls, the alternative girls, the avant-garde girls. Like, but it's not a dominating, no pun intended, interest that I look for when it comes to women. I think I actually prefer feminine women the most, with pink dresses or whatever, or yellow whatever. Either that or tomboys in like a cargo pants, brown cargo pants, or something like that, or like like a blue sweatshirt or a sweater or something, like, or again, that's usually what I prefer in women. And then guys, it's kind of the same thing. It's like they dress like a white t-shirt or something, or they might dress like a femboy, they might not, they might dress goth, they might, like, you know what I mean? It's like, I mean, if you watch some of my sexuality videos, I'm not really talking really that, like, when I talk about like my attractions to men and women, I barely, if ever, bring up the black clothing. So you know that I'm not like one of these creepy dudes, you know. A lot of my videos about my sexualities of being omnisexual and bisexual, I talk about femininity, feminine clothing, masculine clothing, and that's it. I don't really ever really bring up, oh, they need to wear black with the chains, and I don't really bring that stuff up. That's not really needed. I mean, it's a bonus, but it's not really needed. Um, that's what I'm trying to get at. So, I think just for me, it's a preference, and for a lot of guys, it's just a preference, excluding the stupid emoji, sweating emoji, winky emoji, stupid messages, and that women receive. That there's those dudes are very uneducated and about the subculture, and they seem to have no self awareness. That, like, I read these comments, you know, like calling these women these names. Oh, she's such a goth ass. And I'm sitting here like, do you even know what goth is? And I'm sitting here like, do you even know that women are railing you right now on YouTube about like women are making videos about you? Like, do you even know about that? And what do you think about? I was actually thinking about messaging these men and asking them, you realize that women on YouTube are making videos about, uh, what is it? I wanted to message some of these men. I never did because I don't know what the how. But I want to really tell some of these men, like, you realize that there's videos complaining, like there's women on YouTube right now complaining about men like you. Like, you realize that, right? They may or may not realize that, and if they don't realize that, they shit their pants. If they do realize that, they might not seem to care. They might not seem to care, or they're probably maybe they'll bullshit their way out and be like, oh, I'll try to treat them with respect, and I don't know. I mean, that's just not how I talk. So I can understand, like, people can misconstrue me as one of those people. And I have had a couple people that have kind of lumped me in that category of men. But if you really listen to my videos, and I'm more in the middle, where I'm not like those creepy men, but at the same time, I'm not like a Puritan either. So I'm kind of like in this weird fucking middle area where how the fuck would you even call me? Am I a creep? Am I a weirdo? What the hell am I doing here? I don't even fucking know. Or am I just a, what am I? You know what I mean? That's all that I have to say, I guess. I just have to extend this video some more, I guess. I don't know if anyone's gonna fucking listen to this, and maybe it's a good thing that it's long, so then the drama, people will not click on this because it's like, I don't, the people might not even start drama with me because they won't have the attention span to watch this fucking whole video. That's the benefits of making, that's the benefit of making this video, I guess. I don't know.